Hey, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. Did you know this is the official podcast of GeoWoodstock 18 in the Great Pacific Northwest? Each week, we're going to talk about caches and cachers from here and all around the globe. So, whether you're contemplating how to win the Nobel Peace Prize or who'll get the last piece of meatloaf, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
That's right, and that means it's time to bring in our peaceful primate. Some say he changes outfits between geocache finds, and others say he can make the internet work faster. He just doesn't. All we know is he's called Len Monkey.
How dare you? How dare you introduce me to a podcast?
I dare very well. Thank you very much.
Well, speaking of Nobel Peace Prizes, it's I see in the show notes here, in 1979, Mother Teresa was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her work with the poor in Calcutta, India.
Nice.
Is that on this day? Is that
On this day, this very
Wow.
day today.
well? That you know what? That is an awesome thing to be recognizing and thinking about. An amazing person. And speaking of
Is it
amazing,
meatloaf or more like turkey leftovers?
yeah, there you go.
Ew.
Who's going to
Give me-
get the last leg?
Give me meatloaf, please. Anytime
Really?
over. Oh, I don't like turkey.
Wow, interesting.
I love meatloaf.
Well, I don't like pumpkin pie, so
I don't like pumpkin pie either.
Okay, I was gonna say
What?
between the two of us, we can just write off.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I mean, I eat it once in a while. It's okay. I don't like despise it, but I do not seek it out.
There you go.
I'm not a big fan of mashed potatoes either.
Well, good news:
So
no turkey, no mashed potatoes, no pumpkin pie.
there you go.
Agenda for tonight.
Just a whole bunch of hams.
That's right, at least 3. Tonight we are going to talk about things other than food that you would like to find in a geocache, but we'll probably talk about some food that you find in a geocache as well. We're going to talk about swag,
Ooh.
the stuff we all get. So not the swagger in your step when you're walking with an umbrella and
Yo, I got swag.
that
Um,
one.
No,
If
you
never
don't.
say you have swag, you don't have swag.
That's right.
This is the only thing I really know about swag.
What, that you have it?
I don't have it.
No, that you don't have it.
Okay.
I know
Fair enough.
I don't have it, but I
There
don't
you
know what it is.
Well, in the interest of getting to the topic of swag, we will start with a quick reminder that we do, of course, appreciate the support of our patrons who help to keep this podcast coming each and every week. Thanks to Land Sharks, our corporate Denali level sponsor. And folks, if you'd like to know more about supporting this show, just head on over and click that Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website.
That's right. And you know, another thing we really like, I mean, we really like Land Sharks, but we really like Glows. That's the geocaching log of the week. Whether you wrote it or whether you read it, we want to hear about it. Let me tell you why. That's because great logs make geocaching better. Send an email or a field recording. I'm not going to define what a field recording is. You all should know.
Yeah,
To feedback at cachingnw.com. You can call into 253-693-TFTC or use the voicemail tool on the website and show us how you glow.
And you know, we read glows every week. Some of them long, some of them not so long, and this one falls into the not so long category. But it doesn't have to be a super long glow to be a good glow. This one came in. It's from GC6JF9B. The cache is called Monty Python's Bunny, Run Away! Submitted by Komakino. And the glow simply reads, Kids sport ball 0.3 miles away. Drop at 8, game at 9. The other parents who sit in cars with engines on keeping warm should get a hobby. TFTH.
Yeah, they
Short
should
and
get a
sweet. Hey, you know, I have filled many times before sporting events finding geocaches.
You know, we were all just talking about that before we went on air. We've all done it, sat out there, and what do you do for the next hour?
I can cover some pretty good distance in an hour. So
Yeah, exactly. By the way, MC3 Cat says glows never blow.
That's right.
Oh,
funny guy. And I see that Keats is committing to submitting a glow field recording before he bids farewell to Nova Scotia.
Well, and kudos to Keats for being up so late or so early, depending on how you look at it.
It's early. It's not
Yeah.
late.
Where did he say that earlier? Happy Friday morning from South Bar, Nova Scotia.
There you
There you
go.
go.
He's in a bar already.
Yeah. And the good news is that tomorrow comes.
Hey,
Yay, we already have tomorrow.
Mhm.
You know, I really like to know that.
So yes, and Brylang is back and reminds us all, if you have a question or comment for tonight, please use hashtag swag here in the chat, and that'll help us off.
Is that a swag tag
That is a swag tag.
or a hash swag?
No, it's a swag tag. I like
Oh,
that.
that's a hard to say, a hash swag.
Yeah, that's why I chose swag tag, because that's way easier to say.
Oh, nice.
All right, so yeah, we're going to talk about swag tonight. We don't really have any news of interest, so we're gonna actually we do. Sorry,
We do have a little bit.
I was going to blow right past this, but Chris, jump in there.
But folks, use the hashtag swag. Wow. And let us know the best swag and the worst swag you've ever found in a geocache. I've got some from the internets, and we're going to read those, but I'm curious to see, what you guys have found. Now, today, I believe it was just today, geocaching.com put out an interesting little video on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yeah, that was today.
With the tagline, "Something is coming for your caches." Follow and use the hashtag SpookyCache here on Instagram and keep us updated as Halloween and the mysterious monsters draw near.
It's a monster at the end of the book.
Yep, there you go. So yeah, that's I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna just sort of throw it out there. Next souvenir promotion coming October 31st.
It's a monster cache.
Find a monster cache. Find. I don't know. What do you think it's going to be? Should we talk about it in the after show? We'll speculate in the after
I think
show.
so. There you go. Use hashtag SpookyCache. Throw that into the chat, and
there you go.
or of course, you could use hashtag FATAS, which is much easier to type than SpookyCache.
SpookyCache. Yeah. That's right. Throw that in there. Let us know what you think it's going to be. All right. So, as last weekend was International Earth Cache Weekend, we also we want to know if you got your souvenir and maybe tell us what Earth Cache you found. So you can do that for hashtag FATAS as well. We'd love to hear about that. But why don't we jump into tonight's topic, Wits End?
Swag. Stuff we all got or get. Stuff we find in caches, right? So why don't we go back with me. Let's all go back. It's a warm summer afternoon in 2000. Never mind. Going to go back to the guidelines, go back to the basics and find out what should go into a geocache.
I thought we were going to Greece.
No, I'm not teaching you physics. Get over it.
Okay.
So the contents of a geocache conclude swag, right? That's in the guidelines, right?
Yep.
Yeah. No. There has to be a logbook for a physical geocache. It must be physical, replaceable, and easy to sign, and enclosed within a container.
And that's it.
I think that's pretty much it.
That's all you have to have.
It's all you have to have. No, just like Blue Diamond almonds, nobody will mind if you put more. Who remembers those commercials?
I do not.
No, she says a can a week is all we ask, but nobody will mind if you buy more.
Oh dear.
Oh, physical, replaceable. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think I once signed my name using a Sharpie on a blade of a tape measure. That was a creative cache, but I guess you could just replace the entire
you just
tape
go by
measure.
Tape measure.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna, we're kind of just focusing on logbooks right at the moment, but there's a lot of caches like that now you technically can't get approved by the reviewer if they find out what you're putting out. So things like the old tape measure one, a couple of
Mhm.
us have found those, and that's a neat, cool idea.
Yeah.
Um, Also, when it's a magnet that you just sign the back of the magnet, you can't do that. You have to actually have a removable, replaceable log sheet enclosed within some sort of container, baggie, what
So
have you.
no more flat caches where the log sheet is on the back, but
Yeah.
it's replaceable.
Yeah. But I mean, that's usually for really, yeah, it's replaceable.
Yeah.
Funny guy. Um, for very minute and hard to find caches, um, where you wouldn't have the room for swag anyways. But because geocaching is a family friendly and outdoor friendly game, the contents of the cache must be suitable for all ages and
Yes.
suitable for the outdoors. And HQ has a list of key things that um, should not be ever placed in a cache.
Yes.
And so we'll go through that list, guys, and maybe talk about some of those before we get into the rest.
Yeah.
Well,
They say do not place any of these following items in the cache. So, illegal material. Now, I suppose that could vary by where you are, but it's pretty safe to figure out. If it's illegal where you are, don't put it in the cache.
Yep.
Anything dangerous, also subject to interpretation, but explosives, ammunition, lighters, knives, drugs, alcohol, those kind of things, not so good. Edible or scented items. Probably because you may not like the way they smell. No, also because they attract animals.
Mhm.
And animals lack opposable thumbs and have trouble opening Tupperware and lock. So they just chew right through it, and then it leaks and it ruins the logbook. So don't do that.
Just for the lack of an opposable thumb.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. You also shouldn't put things in there that can melt. Crayons, lip balm. Yeah, I had a lip balm in the little coin storage thing in my car. That's not a good place to store that either.
No.
Coins were all waxy.
Yeah, it doesn't last long there.
No. And then items that can expand in the cold. Now, maybe if you cache in Phoenix, it won't be an issue there. You have to worry about things boiling. But if you put liquids into a cache around these parts and you get to the dead of winter, it's going to freeze and then it's going to expand and break things and then melt and then the cracks leak and then makes everything. And then again, logbook gets wet and we're all tired of signing wet, mushy logbooks.
That's right. Well, let's start with the illegal material
Mm-hmm.
or dangerous material, such as explosives.
Yeah.
Right. So, hey, it's coming up on American 4th of July. We love our fireworks, some neighborhoods more than others. I'm
So
looking at you
didn't
with
say it's
that.
coming up on the 4th of July.
Well, it could be.
Okay.
It's not currently.
Just saying.
But let's say
you
it
missed
was coming up on the 4th of July. And you know what? I've got some extra firecrackers. And I thought, you know what? This is so much fun. I'm going to put a firecracker in the cache for the next person to find. Oh, wait, it's in Phoenix. And I put the firecracker in the cache.
Side note, if you happen to be listening to this podcast episode on the 4th of July, contact us on social media. Let us know. That'd be fun.
That would be fun. Or if you're in Phoenix and have found a firecracker,
Don't blame me.
at that point, I would just carefully put everything down and walk away. But that's dangerous. We don't, Now, along with the firecracker, please don't put lighters.
Well, how are you going to light the firecracker?
Yeah. The number of times I have found lighters in caches, and I think people honestly are trying to be helpful. That's what I
Right.
think. I think they feel like lighter is something you could or should have for safety purposes, or there's at least once, and I actually have it in one of my YouTube videos where we found a lighter and a cigarette in a cache. So I thought somebody figured they had a really, really good cache.
Mhm.
And so they wanted you to be able to enjoy it, relax afterwards.
Something.
That was a great find.
I need to smoke after that cache. Yeah. So yeah, don't leave lighters in caches, even if you think you're trying to be helpful.
Right.
It's against the rules.
So, ammunition. We see that Paul here has said he's found a live 22 round.
Hmm.
And
I
I'm
found
sure
an entire bag, literally
Yeah.
a bag the size of my head of 22 live rounds in a cache once. I was like, what is this?
And were you in Canada? Because what would
And
you
I
do
was
with
in
them there?
Canada, of all places. Well, and Paul lives in Canada as well.
Hmm.
There's nothing wrong with guns in Canada. You can have them.
You can.
It's
But
true. You
Not
can.
easy, but you can get them.
freaking bullets in a geocache.
Well, where else are you going to hide them? I store them, share them.
In an ammo can? Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was designed for.
Maybe it wasn't a geocache. Maybe you found somebody's ammunition.
Stash.
Clearly I did.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a geocache. It was an ammo stash.
Yeah.
Knives, a multi-tool which has a knife, I consider very useful, and that would be an incredible piece of swag that I go, wow.
I've found multi-tools as swag in caches. So,
Mhm.
I mean, like gray line, what do you think?
I don't consider it a knife. I consider it a tool. Now, I don't think you're allowed to carry any sort of knife on an airplane anymore, but it used to be, like less than a 3-inch blade or something, so
Right.
I would say a pocket knife is okay. But this is just me. I'm sure from the letter of the law from geocaching.com, that's a no-no.
Yeah, I think as a general rule, I would be okay with it if it was something that would fold up and close, and you're not going to reach in and find a blade, an exposed blade and injure yourself. I think that's the intent, but I think they would also probably frown on even a regular pocket knife in there.
So I've got a suggestion. If you really want to give out a multi-tool or a pocket knife or something like that, make it a prize at an event.
Bingo.
There's your way that you
Exactly
can
the way to do it.
do that.
And then of course, drugs and alcohol, because that's
Also
not
for geocaching events.
No, those are at geocaching events.
Yeah.
Drugs and alcohol are not suitable for all ages.
No.
And often they're not suitable for the outdoors.
Well, I guess it depends where you live. Oh, wait, we're in the Northwest. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so nothing like that.
It's
Nothing-
kind of common sense, really, when you go through that list. It's all things that if your kid was, look at it from that perspective. And if you don't have a kid, then if like your sister's kid or whatever, you just
If Sister Mary Catherine would rap you on the knuckles with a ruler over having it in your class, don't put it in the geocache.
there you go.
Brian Lang has a very good point. He says, think of kids finding a multi-tool with a knife blade. Would you want them to play with it if they found it while unsupervised?
It depends on the child.
How long have they been stuck in the back seat with you?
Just saying, I've met a few. No, I'm totally kidding. Do not send letters.
No, Brian Lang, thank you for that perspective. That really does clear things up.
I feel like Dear Geocache Guy joined us for the podcast tonight. Oh, too funny.
Tonight, channeling Dear Geocache Guy, we have Wits End.
That's right. People don't know, but Dear Geocache Guy is modeled after Wits End. So there you go.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever seen me and Dear Geocache Guy in the same place?
Ah, there you go.
And Wits End wins tonight.
So,
mic drop.
I was going to say movie. Yeah, mic drop.
Always leave on a high note. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Speaking of the list from HQ, edible or scented items was the next thing on the list, and we don't need to spend too much time on there. It's the obvious. Don't. First of all, and a few people have already mentioned this in the chat. Dormore most recently there. Honestly, would you ever eat candy, use lip balm, or dental floss you found in a cache?
No.
So,
Well, it depends on the candy. And is it new or used lip balm and dental floss?
It doesn't matter, because once it's been in a geocache, it's effectively used. And I think all of us have found some sort of food or candy in a geocache, and it's just a bad idea for all the reasons. It attracts animals, which is the main reason not to do it. the geocache gets warm, hot, wet, that it turns into goop inside, and it's just a mess. Yeah. So for any of those, and third, no one's going to eat it, so just don't leave it in there.
Well, maybe those unsupervised children will.
Yeah, I was gonna say they might.
Same one's playing with knives. Yeah.
Yes.
How else are you going to evenly divide the candy and the lip balm? Here, you get a 1/4 inch of lip balm, and you get a 1/4 inch of lip balm. Here.
Solving all the world's problems again tonight. There you go.
Oh, and Dormore is still shaking her head at wit's end.
She's not the first, nor shall she be the last.
Just in case you wanted to know, Van Isle lady had a baby multi-tool confiscated at the airport.
Oh,
Now, is that a multi-tool for babies?
Yeah, that's the way I read it. Or maybe it's a multi-tool that hadn't grown up into an adult multi-tool yet.
Ah, a multi-tool that you use on babies.
You should also not put items that can expand in the cold, like liquids, because as we mentioned, it freezes up here, and yeah, problems.
Yeah. Or they simply leak. It might be nice. It's a nice idea to leave a bottle of water in the cache, right? It was a long hike here. If you don't have enough water, I'm just going to put that in there for the next person until it leaks. Or, maybe what if the cache isn't found for, several months because of some natural event?
Yeah. Oh, a little error message popped up there.
No.
Interesting. So Wino Seattle says, I'd like to put this on record. I have not, nor will I ever, put wine, spirits, or beer in a geocache.
Hey, Chris in the Northwest, do you have this pop-up message?
Yes, I
Do
just.
you want to do the honors of clicking, since it's probably your account?
You may have to click to reconnect.
You have to click your own.
Oh.
Oh, bye-bye, all. I don't know where they went. That's awkward. Welcome back. It was nice to see you.
I clicked my own.
Yeah, I saw that. That wasn't what we intended there.
Yeah. Yeah, Facebook's screwing things up again.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Somebody told me I had to click it. When I clicked it disconnected me.
Nothing happened. So, good night, Keats. You guys set the example of just walking off the podcast.
That's right.
Apparently, Keats thinks he can do that as well.
Yeah.
I will, however, drink a beer found in an ammo can. I have. It was within date and an excellent on top of Mount Catherine.
Okay. There you go.
There you go.
Mount Catherine. That's a nice hike up there. I like that.
Breiling has found a beer in a geocache with a sticky note detailing when it was left 1 week earlier. So I took it and drank it when I got home.
Nice. Very cool.
Where do condoms come in? Van Isle lady.
What?
I found condoms, but rather than worrying about it, I just removed them and threw them out. Now, is that a dangerous item? Illegal item?
It's not illegal.
Something that can expand in the cold?
Yes. Oh dear. Yeah. How about just a stupid thing to leave in a geocache?
They expand very large in a wind tunnel.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, go check out YouTube. I think it was the slow-mo guys. I think it was them. It was quite hilarious.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it just back to the whole concept of it's a family-friendly game. So,
well, that's
family planning.
Family planning, friendly.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not going to use one that I found in a geocache.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got some feedback from the chat going on. You guys are great. You guys are chatting so much, it's hard to keep up. If we didn't have a chat lackey, we would have lost half of this information. So number one, thank you, chat lackey. Number two, thank you, chatties. Or are they chatters? Or we're the chatties, right?
They're the chatters.
They're the chatters. Thank you, chatters. MC3 Cat says golf balls are the worst, especially around a golf course. I mean, you pick them up. And,
I don't have much use for a golf ball in any environment, but
Wet Coaster and I found hard strawberry candies in Burlington this summer. He took them and threw them out.
Good call.
You know, if those are the strawberry candies that my grandmother used to have at her house, they're delicious, but not appropriate in a cache.
Right.
And Keats 94, have a good night's rest. He says pine cones are not a swag item. That and a generic pebble.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's a pretty pebble. I'm going to put it in here.
They don't support the pebbles anymore anyway. So
Oh. What
No,
about the pine
that
cone?
kind of pebble?
you can connect to rebel.com, but that's a whole different thing.
There you go. So let's talk a little bit about the whole concept of trading fairly and how we do that. We're talking
do we
about
do
swag. Sorry?
How do we do that? Because let's say I collect Lego, since
Okay.
I have a little Lego fellow right here. We'll use him as an example. I'm covering up the code there. So I find him and I go, oh boy, that came out of an expensive set and it's only available there. That's worth $100 to me. How do I trade fairly?
Well, I don't know. I just think you I guess drop $100 in if you really think it's worth $100 or something else that you have on you that's worth $100. Honestly, for me, the trading fairly, I don't. There's been some great stories that we got over social media that we'll talk about later, of some people who have found some crazy expensive things in geocaches as swag. Hopefully, it's swag and not somebody actually forgot it in there. But generally, you're not going to find anything worth $100 left as swag in a cache. And probably the most it's going to be worth is maybe like $10. And the idea is just carry a few things on you that you can trade. If you're the kind of person who's going to want to trade for stuff, then make sure you have something on you with you that you can trade with to get something out. And maybe have a range of things, from like little plastic army men for the cheapy stuff if you saw something cute you wanted, to I don't know, $5 McDonald's card that you want to drop in there if someone has something in there that seems pretty valuable that you want.
Yeah, gift cards are great. Not only are they small, water resistant typically, but it's something that most people can use, and you can pick it up and know right away, oh, I don't eat McDonald's, so I'm going to leave this behind.
Yeah.
There you go. Geo Traveler says my kids always bring a duplicate McDonald's toy to trade, so that's a great suggestion.
Yeah.
So
sorry, go ahead.
UDAC asks, who leaves swag without trading? Interesting. Are you leaving swag behind without trading, thus helping to replenish the geocache?
Yeah, I've done that on rare occasion.
Yeah.
I do it obviously with my own caches when I do maintenance, but
I've gone out, hey, I know I'm going to do a hike. We're going to find 20 caches. Let me go through the garage and pull out all those old toys, and I'll help repopulate these on the way.
There you go. Dora Moore actually answered that question. Just bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, I like signature items, so I'll trade path tags or such for those, but I mostly just leave small toys, etc., without actually trading. So there you go, Udak. Dora Moore does.
Nice.
And IHAM says, when we're on a hashtag geocache road trip, we often drop a SIG item without picking anything up.
Cool. It's a nice thing to do as well.
Yeah.
MC3 Cats, I like to leave an unregistered trackable in caches.
Wow.
Well, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
That way he can't be tracked back to it because it's unregistered. Geo Traveler says, I always keep the cache outside Land Shark stocked with the excess little toys that my kids won't notice missing from the
house. Brilliant. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Exactly. You're cleaning up the house and stocking a cache. Wino Seattle's, I've been leaving duckies recently. I've been leaving branded stickers.
Cool.
Nice. And you guys are just on this. I mean, we hardly need any show notes. Paul says, I've traded every bit of swag in a cache for a handful of coal. It was called the Scrooge's cache after all.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well,
right.
should we go over quickly what is the difference between swag and a trackable, since
Sure.
trackables were mentioned?
Yeah, why don't
And how should we trade for that? So let's say we're following MC3 Cats around, as now we're all going to do because
we're
he's
totally
leaving
going to stalk him now. Yeah.
trackables and caches, and we come across that, and there's an unregistered trackable, or we just see a coin or a trackable of some kind. What should we do? Should we leave all the McDonald's toys we have in hopes that that's an even trade? Or I'm looking to you guys. What should we do?
Well, I mean, that's why you want to carry a variety of things with you, right? And maybe you even have a tot that you figure, wow, so and I don't know, like, let's throw this out there. So I come up to a cache and um, there's a real nice looking geocoin in there. So I find a fancy geocoin in there, and let's say it's all packaged up. So, and it's got the little slip with it, so I know it's unregistered. So it's all, in the little package, and it's all ready to go. So I would, I would hope I would have something on me that is of an equivalent value. Like I said, like a $5 coffee card or something like that. That there's going to be an intrinsic value. I think if you see something like that in a cache, it's going to be really tempting if you don't have anything of value to still try and pick it up, but you really should. So, if you've got a pair of tweezers on you, like, well, you know what? I can trade my tweezers.
Hmm.
I know I can go and grab another pair for a couple of bucks at the store later, and then I will feel good inside that I have traded fairly for this brand new cool
Yeah.
Geo coin that's unactivated. I would throw that out.
You know what? I'm going to toss it over to MC3 Cats and just ask him, what do you think is a worthy trade for an unregistered trackable? I mean, if somebody just came and took it, are you okay with that? Or do you feel like that is not playing the game fairly?
There you go. So yeah, let's hear what he says. I think that's a really good idea.
So basically, if you're brand new to geocaching and you think, oh yeah, anything in the geocache, if you take something, you leave something, that means everything in the geocache. Well, probably not the log, because nobody wants the log.
Right.
So you got to realize there is a difference. Trackables, and I don't know, do you consider path tags a trackable?
No, path tags are not a trackable. They are a what do they call that? A personal signature item.
Mm-hmm. So if you see something with a tracking number, this is track@geocaching.com, that's a trackable.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes they have a goal. They have a quest that they're on, a mission to complete. And, now in the days of smartphones, you can type in that tracking code, see what that mission is, and determine if you can help it along right there at the cache. I remember the days where you used to bring them home and say, oh, this one's supposed to be going east. I'm now gone west, and oops.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that can still happen if you're caching offline somewhere, right? Like if you're up in the mountains and you don't have any service.
That's true.
Yeah.
That
Geocaching in
happen.
Cuba.
Yeah, or in Cuba. But yeah, if you pick up a trackable, you don't necessarily have to leave something, but it's good practice, good policy if you're picking up a trackable to leave another one in its place. That help that one on its mission. You shouldn't really be hoarding trackables, so you should keep
Exactly.
them moving in and out of your inventory as best you can. The only time I would say there's an exception to that, and I know this isn't a trackables episode, but I would throw out that if you pick up a trackable and then you read the mission, and the mission, let's say the mission is I want to go to Nova Scotia, and you're Keats and you picked this up and you went, oh geez, in a month I'm going to Nova Scotia. Then I think it's reasonable to
Yeah.
hold on to it,
Mm-hmm.
because, and you know for a fact in a reasonable period of time you will be helping it on its specifically on its mission. I think that's a reasonable thing to do.
I would agree.
Looks like we've held out long enough. We've got a response from Chris.
Well, we start off with if it's a mountain bike coin, you
Yeah.
definitely pick it up.
Yeah.
Doramore says, I've had coins left over from trips to other countries that I leave in caches.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I think she
interesting.
means currency, not like
Yeah.
geocoins.
Oh, gotcha. But currency, there you go. Okay, so great question from MC3 Cats. Not sure. Certainly, I would think something of sort of equal value. Once I found a log roller that was a signature item from a local cacher that used to put out.
There you go. Yeah. So that's a tot, right?
I think that would be a fair trade item. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Nice.
And Van Isle Lady usually leaves path tags. There you go.
Very cool.
I have to agree with you. Path tags are SIG items, not trackables. But
Right.
I wanted to toss that out and let people come up with their own. I mean, some people absolutely love path tags, and to them, that's a valuable item.
Yeah. Well,
You
and that's what I was going to say. I think that a path tag is of enough intrinsic value that you could certainly use it to trade for pretty much anything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there you go.
So mom's the word. Don't hate me for being on an island. I have found a 6-pack beside the cache during a dog pound event. And yes, we took it and enjoyed it.
Nice.
Path tags would be a fair trade item.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
Well,
you put some stuff out on social media asking about best and worst, as I recall.
Yeah.
And where Dora Moore said she puts coins in or currency,
Mm-hmm.
Chris Ronan answered your tweet or Facebook post and said the best thing he's found in a cache has been money. Exactly that. And the worst was some melted Lifesaver candy.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross, sticky.
I removed a half melted lollipop from a cache on a recent hike with our friends. It's like I can't leave that in there. It's just too gross. I got to remove that.
Exactly. And how well, you put it in there thinking, oh, this is going to be nice for someone.
Yep.
But it's not. Let's see. Heather on Facebook said, my favorite was an unregistered trackable. I registered it and it went to Australia. I mean, as soon as you register it, gone. Poof. Off to Australia. The worst was a packaged condom. I found this when I was a new cacher.
Ew. Yeah, that's gross. I mean, I guess at least it was packaged. Kathleen shared that the worst, well, she said that would be a number 2. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty gross.
I don't know what I would do there. I know in my caching backpack I have a pair of gloves, but
honestly, I would be pretty tempted to just kind of put it, well, I wouldn't want to put it back the way I found it, because then the next poor geocacher is going to find that.
Yeah.
Possibly even just leave it out, or if there isn't, like if you're way out on a trail and there's no rubbish nearby, leave it out and log a needs maintenance.
I would have a tendency to throw the entire container away.
Yeah, I mean, if you could, but if I'm on a long hike,
yeah,
I'm
exactly,
not gonna carry it back with me.
No.
Well, here you go. Van Isle said we put it in a bag and garbaged it and informed the CO. Perfect. So yeah, if you have a bag, like a rubbish bag or something, you can put it in. That's perfect. I was just thinking in a scenario where I didn't have something I could get rid of it with, because once that's happened to a cache container, that's kind of, I don't know. I mean, unless it's an ammo can that you can bleach.
Yeah.
That's pretty brutal. But yeah, Van Ollie did the right thing with that. Kathleen did
Exactly.
awesome.
Yeah,
Well done.
that's
Good.
right.
You get the applause. Glory said, after learning to cache while camping with my brother, in the very first cache near my home, I found a purple iPod. All I had to do was reset it. Voila. Worst, some green muck that made you dry heave.
Okay,
Maybe that was a number 2 as well. I don't know.
that's a possibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, an iPod, that's pretty amazing to find
Yeah.
that.
MC3 Cat says, a new cash bag item, disposable gloves. What if you left disposable gloves in the container?
Well, I think as long as you made it like obvious that they're not been used for something else, like, you know, you can have them sort of wrapped up or whatever.
Right. Or, somehow they look new in a wrapping or whatever.
Or put them in a little baggie or something. Yeah. But that's an interesting idea. Oh, but he said, oh, okay, sorry. I thought you said using it as swag, but
Well, I thought that too. Yeah.
but he's suggesting something you should just carry in your cash bag.
in your cash bag.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah. It was after our one of our first aid episodes that I was like, I've got a box of, the blue.
Yeah.
Is it nitrile gloves?
Yeah.
And, it's like a box of 1,000 of them or something. I can put a few in my cash bag. They take up almost zero space, and I have them if I need them.
Yeah.
2x2 hands of blue.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Next.
Matthew Hurd says,
anybody else, sorry, just I might have talked over Jim. I don't know if anybody else heard what you said.
Oh, 2x2 hands of blue.
Yeah. Oh, there's a deep cut.
Matthew said, best swag was a first to find prize in a well camouflaged 5-gallon bucket. It was a new inbox Garmin GPSR, which I found this summer and I use daily, he says.
That's insane.
So,
we got to find out where this guy's caching.
And, we talked earlier about we don't want to leave. I mean, people generally don't leave things of significant monetary value in a cache, but I have seen some pretty nice items listed as, hey, here's it out. First to find prize is and it's like, oh, that would have been nice, because I'm usually finding it a year later. But
I'm seeing things like a $5 Starbucks gift card, sometimes $1. I know people who like to collect $2 bills. So a $2 bill, is an unusual thing to put in there. Usually I find the first to find prize tends to be monetary.
Yeah. Gift card to somewhere.
Yeah. Or, cash.
Yeah. So Matthew also says the worst is a bag of fingerling potatoes that had been in the cache for 5 months since the last cacher had logged that they left them. There's just a small Ziploc of 5 potatoes that they wrote potatoes on, and they wrote in their log that they hoped someone would find it soon.
Oh, well, if they wrote that in their log, then it's okay.
Sure.
Who puts potatoes in a geocache?
Well, you can go look on the log and find out.
That's
they
right.
wrote it on there.
They wrote it in there.
Oh, man. That's, I don't know. This is dumb.
MC3 Cats, one of my first to find prizes was a $2 bill, which I still have.
Nice.
Very cool.
What about the dead duck head?
Forgot about that story.
Yeah, that's worse. IHAM says, hit a puzzle cache a while back where I left a couple of electronic games for the first and second to find. Electronic Sudoku and Electronic Trivial Pursuit.
Very cool. Very cool.
UDAC wants to know, are we going to talk about swag and prizes at events?
Well, I don't know if we'll have time to get into that, but that sounds like a great topic for another show.
Yeah, it does, because that can actually be very different, because you're not worried about leaving it out for a muggle to find, or it's going to a geocacher, so it can be very specific. Well,
yeah, great suggestion, UDAC. We're gonna use that topic for a future show. Thank you.
GSM times 2 says, isn't the first to find reward enough? I just usually leave it for the second to find.
That's very
Oh,
nice.
it's very generous. Yeah. All right. We had Katie had said the best thing she's ever found in a cache are key rings and trackables, and the worst is a lollipop.
Could be a half a lollipop.
Yeah.
Good.
I guess that's even worse. You couldn't even leave me the whole lollipop.
That's right.
No. UDAC says the worst will always be pot.
Hmm.
Now, it's legal here in Washington State, but that doesn't make it right to leave in a cache because it's not family friendly. It's not
family
right for the young children who could find it.
Exactly. So it's the same
So-
thing as leaving cigarettes
Yep.
or booze or anything like that. You shouldn't do it.
While you may think you're doing something really cool, it's not.
Nope. Sandra said the worst is slimy, musty, gross, soggy swag.
Yeah.
I guess any swag that gets into that condition is the
Yeah.
worst, and I think she's right.
The hard plastic McDonald's toys, I think, are great swag. Anything soft and plush should not be left in a cache because once it gets soggy and moldy and
Yeah.
just that plush just holds on to that.
Ain't
Yeah,
nobody got
not
time
when
for
you're
that.
caching in the Northwest.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
So I'm looking at this next thing in the show notes. Is that related to the topic?
It doesn't have to be.
Okay.
I
It
think
also seems like it
gone
could.
on far enough. Dora Moore says, I found some amazing swag in a cache along the trail down from the ape cache. I can't remember the name. There was a radio, some flashlights, and tools.
Oh, hey,
Wow.
that wasn't a case. That was my car. I'm looking. No, I'm kidding.
That's where it went.
That's where all that stuff went. Gosh.
That's too funny.
What do you gentlemen and live studio audience feel about leaving batteries in a geocache? Hey, you're going out there with your GPSR. It's always nice to have an extra set of batteries.
It's a nice idea, and again, a good idea, but they just won't hold up.
Yeah.
As soon as they get damp in there, they're going to oxidize, and then it's going to just be a big bloody mess.
I had a cute little.
And yeah, Van Isle lady says, and if they get hot, or just if they're in there long enough, they'll leak. Yeah. So exactly. Yeah, like what I'm getting at. It's just going to be gross.
I can't find. I had a cute little set of batteries here that were, bundled up and labeled GPS food.
Which again, to UDAC's suggestion, is a great thing to give out as prizes at an event.
Yep.
B Pendragon again about the batteries says, no, they're too likely to corrode all over everything.
Yeah, they will in the heat, or if they get wet and it's in a metal ammo can, then you're.
Yeah.
Same from GSM times 2.
Yeah. I don't. Would you take them out of there as a safety measure?
I probably would, to be honest, and throw them out.
Okay, so I remember I didn't take it, but swag in one of the geocaches I found, you had to cross over a log on a river to get to it, and in the cache was a new dry pair of socks. I assume for the people who couldn't make it over. I thought,
was there fresh underwear as well?
No,
just the socks. Okay.
Yeah. If the event was that jarring to you, maybe you shouldn't be chasing.
That goes along with finding the number 2, I guess. All right.
But I thought that was cute. I got a giggle out of it. I go, oh yeah, I just crossed over a
Nice.
fallen log on the river, and if I had fallen, then fallen on the fallen log.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't take them, but that's funny. I would not leave socks in a cache either, because again, it's one of those things that, I mean, I don't know, unless that was like the shtick of the cache, that there's socks in there as a joke that the CO put in there and they're intending to keep there. I don't know. I wouldn't leave socks in a cache. I wouldn't take socks from a cache.
MC3 Cat said if they were darn tough socks, I'd be all over that.
Now there
Yeah.
you go.
Those are
That-
great socks.
Those are great socks with the lifetime warranty, but still, I don't know. Whoa. Did you see the comment from UDAC here? Let's grab this one before we wrap up here. It says, I recall on Podcaster that someone left an aerosol can, maybe sunscreen, in an ammo can, and it exploded
Huh.
when someone opened it. That's scary. So, and again, Podcaster, they're down in San Diego. So you're talking about that hot climate, the Phoenix, Southern California, Nevada, New Mexico area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's not good. I would advise against leaving any first aid supplies as well, be that cream or band-aids or what else, bandages.
Yeah.
Just again, they can absorb water, and if you needed it, you wouldn't want to use it.
Yeah, that's right.
Aspirins, Tylenols, anything like that.
Mhm.
Again, if you think you're doing a good thing, but you're kind of not in the long run.
So have we covered it?
I think we have. I think
So
we
leave cash, gift cards, and socks. Oh, and unregistered coins if you're following behind MC3 Cats. Make sure to put him on your watch list so you know where he's been.
That's right.
no kidding.
Follow behind him.
Yep. All right. So this has been a great episode. It's been fun talking with you guys. All you folks in the chat and the folks who shared their stuff over social media in advance of the show are all amazing. But we especially love our live audience. You guys in the chat are always so much fun. You really make this show fun for us as well. So thank you for taking your time to hang out with us tonight.
Yeah, guys, you are the chat is just amazing tonight. So thank you very much. Remember, you can watch this on YouTube and now Facebook. Maybe after I fix whatever little error popped up there.
Yeah.
But folks, thank you for taking the time to tune into this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Next week, we are going to talk with Blackhawker from HQ about GJIF 2019. The week after that, we're going to have JT Coffee talking about caching in creepy places.
Well, yeah, because that's October 31st.
No way. How could that be? That is the night of Halloween. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I won't be able to be here. I have to keep running to the door to give people candy. Well, that pretty much works every day of the week here. People come and knock. You got any? Yeah, here's candy. Go away.
Funny guy. All right. Yeah. So that's a couple of great shows. I'm looking forward to that. And as always, as we do at the tail end of the show, I want to take a moment to thank Landsharks, our corporate Denali level sponsor. Landsharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online or go in person and visit their store in Victoria, British Columbia. Open 6 days a week, except for holidays, and they ship online orders daily.
Ooh,
So go check it
thank
out.
you, Max Headroom.
Yeah, you're welcome. We also want to thank our faithful Denali level supporters. That's Landsharks, JP's Geo Designs, Limax, Team Squirrel, and WorldCaching.com. If you want to know more about supporting this show, go find that Patreon link. It's around here somewhere. Click on that. See all the amazing, cool stuff it takes you to. And you'll find that on the cachingw.com website.
Just like these fine people have done. Let's say Broncos fan for life.
And Sprouter.
And Camp Clan.
Dick Magnet,
Kev MacD.
And Subway Mark.
Dora Moore,
And the Dune Buddy.
Kid Vegas 19.
Geo Nav Pros,
The Winos, Seattle.
Ackerdoc.
Billy Robson,
The Genies.
Antaeus.
Keats 94,
The Trexer Zero.
The tricks are zero. MC3 Cats.
Kennel Barb,
The M Nerve.
I see what you're doing now. I picked up on your pattern. Now he's going to change it. Watch. White Coaster and Green Words.
Sege Hove,
The Alarobic.
Keepers of the Cash Flow.
Highlands Guy,
The Geo Travelers,
Boomer 365,
GSM ×2,
the Kitty Quest,
T Sayer,
Seebeck Tribe,
the CRS 98,
and the Bee Pendragon.
See how
Alrighty.
special it makes them with the in front of that.
It individualizes everyone.
All the individuals are individualized.
Mm-hmm.
That they are. And until next week, could we find the land monkey somewhere?
Well, yes, you could. You can find the Land Monkey on Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope at LandMonkeyGC. And on YouTube, we just released a new episode this week. So head on over to YouTube, check it out. It's another Caribbean adventure. There's all kinds of great, cool stuff. And you will learn some really neat stuff about lighthouses from Mr. Landsharks in that episode. So
Ooh,
check it out.
lighthouses from land sharks.
Yeah, it's very cool. So yeah, that's on YouTube. That's LANMONKEY on YouTube. All right, Wits End, my friend.
It's a slight variation on your song this week.
Yeah, I kind of messed you up a little bit.
You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, geocaching.com as Wits End. Instagram too.
Oh,
Couple
with
places. I don't know.
Not the Wits End.
you can find me on the Twitter and the Facebook at caching NW. You can find me on the Instagram at caching_in_the_Northwest. Whew. Or you can head on over to the cachingnw.com/hosts and read our bios and find all those links that we just mentioned.
So when all of a sudden we just get no social media content, it's because everybody's putting the in front of everything.
The Twitter and the Facebook. Have you been to the Twitter lately?
Yeah, today.
Okay. Hey guys, we want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Don't forget you can be part of the show. Call 253-693-TFTC. Leave us a comment, ask us a question, or, leave us some candy in a cache because we'll be there quickly to find it any time of the day or night. Of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Don't forget that your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like this show, please click on the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website and subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and more. Give us a thumbs up or a review. The show is produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2019 by Chris Umfenauer. And folks, we ask you to stay tuned for the
after show.
The after show. It's the after show.
Well, technically you're right there. It is the after show. All right. Well, let's see. Let's just jump right into here. We got a hashtag FATAS from MC3Cats. Says the 2019 WSGA member coin has arrived. We plan to schedule events around the state and hand deliver coins to our members. Very, very cool.
Very cool.
That's such great service from the WSGA. Why would you go to any other geocaching association?
Depends where you live.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What else we got, guys?
IHAM wants to know what's up with the overuse of the definite article.
Beats me.
I think he's talking to you, Chris.
Tomorrow night, the Ohio State University does play a game, but I don't think that's it. I don't know. I just tossed it in tonight. Okay, I'm changing things up. You were listening.
He bought a box of these at Costco and had to use them up.
Once you buy the industrial sized box of those,
Or maybe you found a whole bag of them in a geocache and decided they weren't appropriate.
Mm,
didn't say anything about articles.
no, definite
They,
or
they, were,
indefinite.
they were very indefinite.
Bryling says something spooky. Hashtag spooky cache makes me think of the snag the tag with their current zombie promotions. Hashtag spooky cache.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, it's kind of that time of year, right? Everybody's going to do their Halloween themed things. I think Munsey has something Halloween going on, and
Mhm.
I'm sure Pokemon Go is going to be Halloweenified, and yeah, it's just what happens this time of year.
Everything spookified.
Everything's spookified. Greenwords had a hashtag FATAS for us. She's sharing the Earth cache that she did. She did GC4ZAT2 Fraser River Estuary Earth cache. So it was
Nice.
a great view. There you go. Awesome.
Nice. Keats 94 says he found GC November Victor 4 Alpha. Where does all that water come from for my Earth cache find? Still got to log it. I have a lot of logging to do.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet.
I am found GC5EEQW quirky erosion along Seuss Creek for Earth Cache Day with some help from a friend.
Awesome. And Van Isle Lady, her FATAS is looking for theories on Sea Hag 2, I guess. So for those who don't know, Sea Hag 2 is a cache that it's a mystery cache here in the Lower Mainland, just outside of Vancouver, that has not been found, and it's got to be going on 2 years now. That it has not been found. Many people have solved the puzzle and have the coordinates, but no one has found the cache yet.
And is
Right.
the cache owner active and confirmed
Oh,
that it's
yeah.
still there?
Oh,
Okay.
the cache owner is actively taunting everybody.
Okay.
So even with the correct coordinates, they haven't found it.
That is correct.
Wow.
There has even been now you can't technically hold an event to find a geocache, but there have been events proximate to
Mhm.
the ground zero where people have, after the event, gone out to go look in very large groups, and still no finds on that one.
Wow.
There you go.
What size of cache are we looking for? Now I want to know more.
I think it's unknown size.
Him says, "Come back and we will taunt you a second time."
That's right. That is very much like the CO for that cache, indeed. Dora Moore has a speculation about the what is it called? Spooky cache. It says, I wonder if they're putting virtual ghosts in our caches like they did with the mystery at the museum items. So
Wouldn't that be cool?
there's a good idea. That could be it.
Just like the haunted mansion. You could take a ghost home with you.
Mm.
Ghost
then
will
how does
follow
that-
you home.
That's right. At Disneyland there. That's a lot of fun. I like that. I like the Haunted Mansion ride.
Wits End.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smells of elderberries.
There you go.
Which I found some elderberries one time and they smelled rather nice. So
Yeah. So it's not a bad thing. Could smell
Yeah.
worse.
What about the younger berries?
nope, just the older ones.
Okay.
Funny guys. Funny guys. I see a comment here from UDAC. Yeah. How's GeoWoodstock?
How's GeoWoodstock coming along? Still working on it? Or you canceled it?
We have
It's-
not canceled it.
It's
Please
still a
don't
thing,
spread
right?
that rumor. Sorry, Jim. What was that?
It's still a thing.
Oh, it's still a thing. Very
Good.
much. We're working hard on it. Absolutely. In fact, I was having some offline conversations earlier today with geo travelers. We're figuring out when we're going to be able to get together next and have the next planning meeting, and trying to also see if we can find a time to get some of our local volunteers together to discuss it. Yeah, it's definitely moving along. We've got a bunch of our side events moving forward with their planning, and yeah, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah, follow it on the social medias, and there'll be all kinds of, in fact, one of the things we're also doing is we've been actively putting blog articles up on the geowoodstock.com website. So always check back there every once in a while. There's new articles coming out that have all kinds of interesting, either historic or geocaching related information about the Fraser Valley. So there you go. Oh, and Dora Moore piped in about GeoWoodstock as well. She's started scheming for GeoWoodstock and checked on her venue yesterday. So Dora Moore is largely responsible for the Midnight Madness event. So she's working hard on that.
Nice. Van Isle lady responded back to what the sea hag is, what we're looking for. You're looking for a unicorn that is flying with stars shooting out. And if the tides were good, it would be wallowing in the sand right now, looking happily and being mocked.
All right.
All right, there you go. That's what you're looking for. Folks, until next week, get out, go find the Sea Hag 2 cache. But while you're doing that, you will be caching in the Northwest.